Hey, yo, what's goody?
How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good throughout the midst of this global resistance that's going on. I wanted to talk about something that was very relevant to what's happening in the current state of the world. It's the aspect of being an activist and the fact that activism shouldn't be trendy. A subscriber wrote an article stating that he's 19 years old and he's in the age of Instagram and Snapchat like everyone else. The one thing that really bothers him is the recent surge in activism. And it's incredible that people my age are becoming interested in politics and current events and are going to protests and raising awareness on social media. That's awesome. But what he's actually talking about is that there's also a lot of people, and even some of his friends that he has, who before this never gave a crap about politics. He says they don't have opinions on abortion or immigration because they don't care about politics, end quote. And it doesn't affect them, so why should they care? He says they tote around their backs and gave friends like trophies for their open-mindedness. These same friends who don't care went to the protests in my city yesterday, and they took their aesthetically pleasing black and white photos of people holding signs, cops on fire, and them holding up their signs. He says that all of those people did that for Instagram, and all for them to caption it Black Lives Matter and have a comment section be flooded with "I'm so proud of you" and "my bestie is a hero." Speaking from experience, I think that this is actually really true because there's not many people who are actually interested in politics and interested in freedom and interested in justice. They're mostly just superficial and interested in themselves. They're self-worshiping themselves on social media, and that's what's creating all the hype around them. And that's why people have millions of followers and they don't have any talent whatsoever. I'm gonna link you guys a description on my other video where some lady says, "I have no talent. I have nothing to go for." She said that she was losing all her subscribers and everything. But yeah, I'll link that so you guys can watch that. But anyway, where was I? But yeah, so they take their aesthetically pleasing photos in black and white, people holding signs and the cop cars on fire, all for Instagram, right? He says, no, your bestie didn't give a crap about politics until it became cool, the trendy thing to do for Instagram. And he says, I definitely don't mean to come across as gatekeeping. Their intentions just seem so hollow. He continues by saying, that's the best way I could describe it. You don't care about these issues until it became cool to care about these issues. He says, you went to the protest, you got your cool pictures and validation on Instagram, and then that's it. That's the end of your fight for freedom. Wow, I agree with that. I think that's so true. People can be so shallow. Like, there's so many people on Instagram who are passionate, who are really truly passionate about justice and the way that things are going for Black people. And for you to just show off and self-glorify yourself through what's happening in the world and try to market yourself through this situation that we're dealing with that is so devastating, that is so shallow. And there's so many people who are truly passionate about it, but those are the ones that I respect. And then he continues in saying, I'm sorry. The cause of your activism shouldn't be rooted in how many Instagram likes you get. And that is so true. We should be fighting for all of these people that have been murdered senselessly in a different way. A few ways that we can start doing that is investing in our own police. I know that some of you might not believe that this is true, but you can actually do that. The Jewish community has their own police, their own surveillance. So they take care of the people in their own neighborhood because they understand each other. And I think that other people should do that as well, especially in the Black community. Something else that they can do is invest in their own businesses. And I know that's what a lot of people are doing right now. And a lot of small businesses are being ruined because of this. However, we have to also use our own banks so that our banks are funded by us. And also, something else that we can do is come together as a community and be able to share our ideas and talk with one another, and not use materialistic things as a voice for power, because at the end of the day, these are things and they can perish. Something that we also have to stop doing is hating other people of color and thinking that we ourselves are the enemy for ourselves. So we're fighting our brothers and sisters when we all have a common enemy. That makes no sense to me. We have to come together as a community and unite always and stop the foolishness. I know that there are a lot of white people who support black people, but a lot of you are just putting those smiles and you don't actually care about us. You don't. So please stop the facade. It's embarrassing for yourself and most importantly to us, and very disrespectful. I think that by coming together, not being hollow, and just respecting each other and telling each other the truth, we can all come together and just agree to disagree with the small things, because that's what they are. We have to dismantle this systemic oppression that's happening in the world right now so that we can be able to create a better future for our generations to come. Please, if you're listening, let's all come together as a community. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And this one was a special one for me, and it hit home because there's a lot of people in many cities that are fighting the fight. And I am with all of you. Peace.